feel this happening. Whoa.
Welcome to Missouri State Fantasy Football Live Week 1, sponsored by Bud Light Lime and the TOs. Last week we had Drew Brees smashing, Adrian Peterson smashing. Romo looks fine without TO with 3 wide receivers to throw deep. But Caleb, what would have happened in fantasy football last week if people would have played the right people?
I'm going to let you guys know what would have happened if you would have played some starters that were on your bench. Whenever me and Sean played, if he would have played the starters, he would have ended up winning 87 to 85. But Sean's retarded, we all know, so he just left him on his bench.
It's true.
DJ against Chris. Nothing DJ could have done there. Chris would have still ended up winning 139 to 134. Tim and Mike. Tim actually won that game. Mike could have won 119 to 112. You might want to look out for that next time, Mike. Nick and Darius. Darius could have squeezed one in there and won 107 to 94. There isn't much Nick could have done to put in any better players. 94 was the top that he could have got. But with Wes and Mark, there's not much that Mark could have done. Wes would have won anyways. And if Wes would have played all of his starters, he would have ended up with 141 points, getting the $5. But he didn't, so Chris continues to get the $5. Fuck Chris.
And on to the next subject, we have what were you thinking? Well, we have a little honorable mention for Fantasy Fool of the Week, and then we're going to get into Fantasy Fool of the Week.
Sorry, Sean, you did not make Fantasy Fool of the Week this week, but you did get honorable mention. And you will continue to get honorable mention until you get Brett Favre on your team or change your team name from Team Favre Forever or whatever the fuck you're calling it these days.
But the actual Fantasy Fool of the Week, the top dog, goes to Wes. We've already talked about this a little bit. Wes, you cannot take my reign as Fantasy Fool distributor. You spent probably many hours working hard to make the Fantasy Fool of the Week, but we were planning on doing this and you almost ruined it for us. So you made it pretty perfect for us, allowing us to make you the Fantasy Fool of Week 1. Congratulations, Wes, and nobody do anything stupid next week.
Go Wes.
We're going on to our likes and dislikes for Week 2, and maybe you'll have a fantasy player in here that you might like as well. I'm going to start with my likes. For next week in Week 2, I like Adrian Peterson versus Detroit. It's kind of obvious Detroit sucks. Adrian Peterson is going to smash 180 yards again. I don't even care. Also, I've got Clinton Portis versus St. Louis. That kind of hurts me, but I mean, St. Louis did not look good at all in Week 1. Also, I got Greg Jennings versus Cincinnati, one of my own boys. Cincinnati's got an okay D, but I feel a little bit of Aaron Rodgers to Greg Jennings deep again. What about you, Caleb?
I'm going to agree with you there with Clinton Portis against St. Louis. Obviously, because St. Louis is pretty much shit, and they always have been, and always will be.
I don't know about that.
And then I got Fred Jackson. Until Marshawn Lynch gets back, Fred Jackson could definitely be starting on somebody's team, which he actually got traded to Mark's team. Tim and Mark traded Earl Banner for Fred Jackson, so look out to see Fred Jackson starting on Mark's team this week. And putting up probably about like 20, 22 points, I'm going to guess. And then, since I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm going to have to go with Larry Johnson. I think that Larry Johnson will get a couple points on open. I'm not thinking he's going to be up in the 20s, but maybe 15, 16, a little bit better than he did last week.
Bold pick. All right, well, let's go on to the dislikes. I've got Cedric Benson versus Green Bay. Green Bay's going to get B.J. Raji back, and their defense looks stellar this year. There's going to be no holes to run through, so take Cedric Benson off your team. Andre Johnson versus Tennessee. They could not protect Matt Schaub at all in Week 1. What makes you think they're going to protect him against Tennessee? Obviously, it's not so much that I don't like Andre Johnson, it's just I don't like Matt Schaub for next week. And my last one's kind of a little bit of a stretch, but I got a feeling. Michael Turner versus Carolina. Carolina didn't look good against the run in Week 1, but I think they're going to get back on that horse and stop him again next week, maybe like 50 yards, and maybe Turner will get a score.
Pretty much, I'm really liking the NFC East this year. Anyway. So, all right, Drew Brees is going to get shut down by the Eagles, Steven Jackson by Washington, and Marion Barber by the Giants.
All right, now we're going to talk about Rams and Chiefs. Just a little quick. I'm not going to really talk about the Chiefs because, I mean, they almost beat the Ravens, but Castle will be back next week. He wasn't there then. Brody Coyle did okay, I guess, and they got lucky as hell. Anyway, the Rams, what the fuck were you doing? Here we go again. No points scored and a lot of points against. We even had a chance to kick a field goal, and we went for it on like the 10-yard line. Completely restructured offensive line, and a lot of money invested in that line, and we still can't block. Either that, or Mark Bulger just making us look bad, making the O-line look bad. If Mark Bulger started riding motorcycles like Ben Roethlisberger, then maybe we might win a Super Bowl, or maybe like he'll die and somebody else will play. It'd be good. Let's see. That's all we got for Rams and Chiefs, and to finish it off, we're going to go with our power rankings for the league, the Fantasy Football League, and I guess I'm going to go through my power rankings first. At number 1, I have Team Dutchman. There's a lot of question marks with injury concerns for your team, but until they get fucked up and hurt, then you got a solid team, buddy. Entertainment Weekly is coming in at number 2. I can't leave DJ out of the top 3 after his Week 1 performance, and luckily he has a quarterback to take up for Donovan McNabb getting hurt. He has like 2 or 3 of them. Number 3, I'm going to have to put myself. 4th most points last week, and I'm the defending champ, so I can't be out of the top 3. Number 4, I'm going to go with Darius D-Rock, Southeast Kansas City! And he doesn't have great running back depth, but if you look at the rest of his team, it's pretty solid. Brady, Fitzgerald, Gates, Steelers defense. Number 5, I got Quincy United. Came in with a win week in Week 1 and has big names on his team. Number 6 comes in with Fenomena Stella. At first glance, it seems like he's got a lot of running back depth and a lot of touchdowns coming out of that, but they didn't do anything last week, only 65 points, so I can't really put him any higher than that. Number 7, I've got Rabbit Chinchillas, a team with a lot of upside with Kevin Smith, Brandon Marshall, Chris Johnson, and players like that, but they haven't shown it to me yet, so I can't put them up there, Mike, I'm sorry. Number 8, I have Team Far Forever, solid team all around, but I don't know if he's going to get any huge points from anyone. Like, I feel it's a team that's going to get maybe 5 or 6 points every week. Or every player is going to get 5 or 6 points every week. At number 9, I have Philly Bulldozer with a solid 90 points last week, but the bench depth worries me for bye weeks and injuries. Like, if someone starts getting hurt or your bye weeks are going down, then you might be in trouble, buddy. Casey Whoop-Ass, never thought a team with Drew Brees would be in last place in my power rankings, but if you look at his team last week, if he had Brees, what the hell would he have scored? If he didn't have Brees, he would have had no points.
Shit.
He would have shit. So, Caleb, let's hear your power rankings.
I pretty much got the same top 3 as he has. I'm going with Chris number 1, DJ number 2, Nick number 3. It's kind of hard to argue with that. I don't really like Chris's team, but they fucking produce, so there ain't much you can say about that. I got myself at number 4. Probably expect to see me at number 2 next week. I'm trying to be on the rise. I got Darius coming in at number 5, Wes coming in at number 6, even though I don't like Wes or his team. His team is solid, decent. With Drew Brees, he's good. You're saying without Drew Brees, but he has him, so hey, number 6. We got Tim coming in at 7, Mike coming in at 8, Sean at 9, probably drop and be like 11 or 12 next week. And then we got Mark at 10. We got Mark at 10. And screw over a little bit. Just so that you guys can see right here, in the back, if you can't read it, it says, if you have not paid, shut the fuck up. So that means no bitching on the league wall.
No bitch assness.
Nothing at all until you pay. Probably all we have to say.
Alright, well, I guess this has been a fantasy football, or Missouri State Fantasy Football Week 1 analysis and Week 2 analysis, whatever. And we're going to sign out and see you later.
Peace.